at Panthers.
Rams minus 10.5 is the side. They had an NFL 8 wins by 14-plus points this season. No team had that many big blowout wins. Number one offense, number one scoring offense. They just lost to this team. That is momentum. That is motivation. They're 12-2 in games in which they have 1 or fewer turnovers. So if they can cut the turnovers down, and Stafford hasn't had a lot of bad games this year, they're going to win the game. The question is by how much. The Panthers are the only team to make the playoffs with a negative point differential. Bryce Young has struggled this season against good teams. Passer rating is 70 against playoff teams. Rams win it. Rams cover. Final score 33-20.
Okay, this may actually be my favorite game coming up. I'm going to be honest with you. I think all the other games, it's EM, the intensity, the drama, the controversy, like it's all embedded into it. It's the 49ers and the Eagles, the Packers and the Bears, right? Like all that is embedded into it. Not this game. This is the game that the NFL just practically just doesn't want to exist. People are not really talking about this game all that much. Colin's like, he doesn't even give the Panthers even a chance. Not even a chance. And as someone who's now talked to, because I've made my plea to the Carolina Panthers fan base, and for the record, I'm live streaming this playoff game, so be on the lookout. I'll be live streaming. I'm either going to do the vertical way or the where it looks like this right now, or I'm going to do like the vertical way. So be on the lookout for that. But I've had to say to Carolina Panthers fans, like, please, please subscribe. Please watch the full length of the video, right? Showing my chart that I show. If you guys, when you guys subscribe and watch the full length of the video, when you subscribe while watching the video, everything goes through the roof. And it's not about just chasing views. It's about trying my best to create Carolina Panthers content that people actually will discuss and talk about, so we can have actual unbiased, grounded conversations. And that is truly what I'm looking to do here. And the reality is that there's just no discussion about the Carolina Panthers because nobody is even remotely expecting them to give any type of true chance. And what I've learned talking, and I pride myself in actually talking to, actually reading the comments and interacting with everyone. And it's always important to me to get an actual sense and a feeling of what are the actual fans saying. And it keeps me, it keeps me so much more deeply connected to the people who I'm actually talking to. And it was like when Colin made it talked about, but the Baltimore Ravens and moving on from Lamar Jackson, and he goes, I think that organization has a lot of goodwill and equity in it. So they can move on from Lamar and the fans will be okay with it. And I'm like, no, they wouldn't be like, what are you talking about? And in this sense here with the Panthers, I'm telling you right now that this fan base truly, absolutely, undeniably believes that they can and will win this game. And it's easy just to throw that out and just say, well, of course they think they're going to win. They're Carolina Panthers fans. And it's like, no, man. I talked to, again, all the fan base of all the various teams, and like, yes, you're obviously going to have the fan base steer more positively, right? Like that's going to happen. But you get a sense of like mixed feelings, mixed views in terms of what's the general sense of a fan base and how they feel about their team and et cetera, whether it's the Eagles, the 49ers, whatever it may be. And I'm just telling you right now, there is an insane amount of belief that the Carolina Panthers are going to take down the Los Angeles Rams. Apparently, the weather is supposed to be bad. Apparently it's supposed to, and maybe that's changed since then. I'm not sure, but that the weather, that it's supposed to rain a ton and all this type of stuff, and that the defense will be even better than it was when they face each other last time because that they're going to be healthier. All this good stuff. And yeah, man, I just, this is what when I planted the flag before the Carolina Panthers winning this game, it blows everyone away. You see what Colin is saying here right now, and pretty much every other media person is going to be saying some version of this. Unless they're just like, well, I got to be the one guy on the panel that says, I believe the Panthers can win. And it's like, yeah, do you really believe it though? they will all be forced to just process, to put to con, to make the connections. They'll have to come in on Monday, sit in their chairs, and explain how Bryce Young took down Matthew Stafford. Okay? How the head coach of the Carolina Panthers, that the average fan probably, honestly, if we're really be honest with ourselves, doesn't actually really know his name or where he came from, but everyone knows Sean McVay. They'll have to explain how that guy, who's the defensive coordinator, who's the offensive coordinator, who's the head coach, where did he come from? Do you truly know? Again, a lot of you watching this video, you're going to know. But the general people who just kind of just watch these shows, they go to ESPN, they go to FS1, they watch The Herd, they watch, they're just like, yeah, I like football, I like sports, I like to watch it. They don't really know, but like they know Shannon, they know McVay, they probably barely even know Bryce Young at this point. They're like, has that guy, didn't he get benched for that other guy that was like the quarterback from the Bengals? That guy, is he still the backup quarterback on that? What was that guy's name again? He was the quarterback on the Bengals, right? What the heck was it before Joe Burrow? Yeah, what's his name? And it's just like, they don't really have a grasp. They know Matthew Stafford, they know Sean McVay, they know Puka Nakua, they know Devontae, they know it to their core, they know it. They've been fed it for years. And that the Carolina Panthers take down the Los Angeles Rams. Okay, I've spent a little bit of time in Carolina. I've spent lots of time in LA. Those are two completely different places on the map. Okay, those it is. Just two completely different places on the map, man. It's just they're as far apart as they are from distance. And if Carolina takes down the Los Angeles Rams on a Saturday game at 4:30, the notorious time that people are like, nobody wants this game. We don't want to. This is, I guess, sure. I mean, this is without a shadow of a doubt the least discussed game out of all the playoff games. It's like not even close. And the Carolina Panthers in the first playoff game of this year of 2026, the 2025-2026 season, and they take down the Los Angeles Rams, a team that people worse. Matthew Stafford's the MVP. Sean McVay is the best coach, second to maybe only Andy Reid. It's Los Angeles. Dominant offense, dominant defense, Super Bowl front runners. If you were pulling the masses and all the medias and experts, and you said you had to pick one team, not who you think will win because it's football, so things get crazy, but if you had to pick one team, if your life depended on it to win a Super Bowl right now, who are you going to pick? Majority of people are going to pick the Los Angeles Rams. And I understand why. It's Matthew Stafford, Sean McVay, it's like it makes sense. It totally makes sense. They have the resume, they have the experience, all that stuff. It would make sense, but what about the Eagles? And it's like, well, do you trust their coaching staff right now? Many people would say no. And if the little old Carolina Panthers take down the Los Angeles Rams, I'm telling you, it'll be one of the most entertaining Mondays you could ever imagine. They will have to work so hard to process what they witnessed. Because so many of these people out there, they make up their minds, they draw their conclusions, and it's impossible for them to see. They get tunnel vision. It's impossible for them to see any other outcome. For me, my mind works in the opposite direction. I see every single outcome. And it's always overwhelming because I have to try to figure out okay, but what's the reality? What do I think is possible? What do I think is actually worth discussing? Because I'm not always just going to make a video and just be like, well, this could happen or that could happen. Anything could happen. Okay, see you guys next week. That's not the way through it either. But the path for the Carolina Panthers is legitimately there. And it is an exciting prospect. Now, if the weather really is, because again, a Carolina Panthers fan told me that it's like 90% chance of rain, and it should be a heavy rain. I mean, if that's the case, then it is absolutely it's not either of just a roll of the dice or a flip of the coin. It's like 100 different coins, just throw them in the air. 100 different dice, just throw them in the air. It's like, dude, I don't know. But I will say this, Matthew Stafford in poor weather conditions, he's not quite the same. Especially if it's a little chilly out there. if it's a little chilly and rainy, his old bones start to creak. Might not be able to take advantage of what makes Puka and Devontae special. I mean, that just opens up a million different opportunities there. So, I hope it is rainy and messy, because, like, that's fun. Messy, you know, I don't always want that for a playoff game. Sometimes it's fun to have a snow game. Sometimes that's like, I want perfect conditions. A game like this that adds some drama to it, some rain. Like, I don't need a bad conditions for, like, the Eagles and the 49ers, or, you know, the Bills and the Jags, or a game like this. It's like, bring on the weather conditions, like, make it messy. Like, that kind of is what made the Panthers-Bucks game a little extra exciting. I would have liked that to be in a more clean, clear game as well. But, like, the fact that it was so rainy and none of the Panthers were wearing any gloves or anything like that was stressing me out, because I'm looking at it and I get it, because since, you know, the way how they wanted to handle it, but also, like, you don't really get a sense of the weather when you're watching on TV. So I'm just seeing all these receivers not wear, like, any gloves, and I'm just like, what are you guys doing? Like, why are you not wearing gloves? Like, come on, man, you got to wear gloves. Like, what are you trying to prove here? Like, it just looked like, you know, old school, you know, it just looked weird, honestly. It just looked different. And it was stressing me out, but obviously I get why they were doing it. But a game like this, man, you have the opportunity to rock the NFL world. And by losing, if you lose 33-20, you just kind of validate everyone else's lack of belief and doubt in the Panthers and Bryce Young, etc. And yeah, I'll always be a sucker for the underdog. I'll always be a sucker for someone that has no chance and they do it. I mean, watching everyone try to process that and try to make sense of it, make sense of something that they genuinely do not believe was possible, will always be great. So, but it's up to the Carolina Panthers to make it happen, because the Rams are an awesome team. Matthew Stafford is elite. Sean McVay is elite. That defense is great. That run game for the Los Angeles Rams, because nobody wants to talk about it because they just want to talk about Matthew Stafford. The run game for the Rams is awesome. It is one of, if not the best run game in the NFL. I don't care what bottom line rushing yard shows or anything like that. Their rushing attack is the most successful rushing attack in the NFL. When you look at, especially the success rate, the advanced analytics that show you how much of yards are you gaining on first down, second down, and third down, and I assume probably fourth down as well. And the Rams, both their running backs are 1 and 2. Both are running backs. That is play calling and scheme. O-line, you know, like that's when you have two completely different running backs be number 1 and number 2 at success rate. Like that is like team coaching success right there. Like that is the art of play calling, of play designs, of timing, of structure, of game plan. And I like that is O-line, like that is a collection of things. So that's why it's like that is dangerous, because that is something that you take with you no matter where you go. You're not relying on just like, well, Derrick Henry is a beast. Who can stop Derrick Henry? Like, you're not, it's a different thing. So that's why you can't just use total rushing yards as an indicator or something of how successful or not successful, or how dominant or how great a run game is, or who's the best, who's first, second, third, fourth, you know. It's just, you have to look beyond that. And so their rushing attack is also massive. And they got a lot to work with. They got the Rams can beat you many different ways, so Carolina Panthers have their work cut out for them, no doubt about it. And if they prove a lot of people wrong, just makes things really fun. I'll just leave it at that, but those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. Do you guys think I'm just trying to speak something into existence and that there's no chance, zero chance, that the Carolina Panthers take down the Los Angeles Rams? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment, so you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get to some discussions. Let's get into some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.